We were driving the other day back from Philly, and it started to smell like crap. We just like both
putting it lightly.
It was vile. We were both just like,
was that you?
It was neither of us. And Brian goes, New Jersey.
Yeah. I'm Brian.
I'm Michael.
And we are Late Night Thoughts.
Jinx. Let's talk a little bit about our origin story.
Our origin story? You want to kick it off?
Late Night Thoughts origin story. Looking back on how we got our start, I'm incredibly grateful to Paula Joe Music Aids.
Paula Joe.
Our Professor Music Aids, if you will. One of Brian's first college crushes.
We can admit that now.
Honestly, if she sees this, that'd be great, because we've been trying to get in touch with her for like years. And we cannot find her contact information.
Yeah, if you know anything, let us know.
She taught this amazing class called Protest Through Song. And Brian and I both love music. That's not new.
To say the least.
But I don't know about you, but for me, like, before that class, music was fun and engaging and expressive.
And maybe something you did, like, in your free time.
Yeah, well, a lot of my time, for sure. I was playing a lot of music, but it wasn't until that class that like, for me, it awakened this concept of, like, music for social change, music as an act of resistance, and that kind of sparked what does that mean for me?
Yeah. And then the last project was like actually writing a song, and I don't know if I had actively like sit down to write a song in my life that was like the full song that like I needed to finish the whole thing. It wasn't just going to be a verse and a chorus. It was gonna be, it was gonna mean something, and it was gonna be the whole thing.
Yeah, deadlines are good.
Deadlines are great.
Deadlines are good.
It's so important, especially for someone with ADD.
Yeah. We wrote that. You wrote a song. We wrote a song. We wrote a song about like mental health and how you're not alone.
So important.
I need help. You need help. We all need help. Somebody help us.
And it did help. It helped us, and pretty sure we got a good grade.
I think so, but
definitely over a B.
That's one of the best grades I got in college. I wasn't built for it. But more importantly, I think that we realized how cathartic songwriting can be.
Yeah.
And how it's like self-therapizing.
Yeah.
And it still is. That's like a big, saves us a fortune on the therapy budget. Just write songs.
You heard it here first. You can just completely replicate therapy with songwriting.
We should all still see therapists.
Yeah.
It's a healthy thing to do.
So after the class,
we did the iconic quintessential college thing that I knew would happen to me one day in college, where we woke up one day and we were like, we should start a band.
Yeah. The best feeling ever.
I think that every musician in college is entitled to that experience. Like, you should be able to wake up and be like, hey, man,
it's true.
We should start a band.
But there was nowhere to like actually rehearse.
There was the only space for music was like a classical music building with no soundproofing. So anyone playing drums anywhere would just absolutely fuck everybody.
We did our first rehearsal in there. I remember we got an email the next time we tried to book it, and they were like, not only can you not rehearse here this time, we're actually going to completely prevent you from rehearsing here ever again because it's dangerous to the structural integrity of the building. I will never forget that because it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Careful, we're going to rock out. It was me and Brian and two guys named Ben.
Yeah.
And we were odd bodies.
Odd bodies, yeah. It was a good stage. But the thing is, Michael and I feel like you and I were in this phase where we really wanted to like record and like get serious and like
we wanted to dive in.
That's when things kind of kicked off.
Yeah, we released Shit Happens. We were playing on campus, we were playing out on the town, And
we met our producer, Adam
Sickler. Amazing dude. He came to campus and we did a video of In the Blood. And that did well on Facebook video.
Yeah, the John Mayer song.
The John Mayer song. And it popped off a little bit and we were like, oh, cool. And then we put out Shit Happens and that really popped off. And we were like, is this a thing we should do with our time? Should we be professional musicians? I really tried to avoid that, actually. I grew up playing a lot of music and I thought about going to conservatory and realized I just wanted to keep music a passion, a hobby. I didn't want to rely on it for income. I didn't want it to become something I had to do. I wanted it to be something I could do if I wanted to.
Here we are.
And here we are. But it's because I didn't want to be like an in-the-box jazz drummer who like learned his paradiddles and rudimentary stuff, and I picked up a guitar like mid-high school.
It's ironic because I feel like no jazz drummer is in the box.
Yeah, well, they're not in the box, but there's people talk about Berklee musicians having a sound.
Yeah.
Or like different conservatories having a sound because they learn to prioritize the same things. I didn't want to. My older sibling, Josh, would lock themselves in a room for 2 hours and play their scales and be like, that was a great time. I had a blast.
Yeah.
And I could just not imagine myself doing that. I didn't want to grind like that.
Meanwhile, I never even learned to read music fully. I know the up and down, but that's that. Like,
not much.
Definitely didn't lock myself in a room. Except for when we started.
We locked ourselves in the building.
Yeah. Amazing side quest, which was after we released Shit Happens, we made this quest to lock ourselves in a building on a snow day, and we wanted to do a 24-hour album project
where we wrote all the music and recorded all the music within that 24-hour period.
Yeah, we did. The only good song that came out of it was What Love Truly Means.
The only song we held on to.
Yeah,
they're good in other ways.
They are good in other ways. We did that. It was great. Awesome experience. If anyone is just starting to write songs, highly recommend.
Deadlines are good.
Deadlines are good. I feel like it was our first like real test as songwriters. And then after that, we basically wrote the rest of the EP. We recorded our first one at
the Record Co. in Boston. That place is sick because the Record Co. prioritizes independent artists. If you are an independent artist, it was like a cheaper rental. But if you were signed,
it was $50
for a 4-hour session.
4 hours.
I think they've upped it since
with the best equipment imaginable.
You had to bring your own engineer and producer. We brought Adam.
We will never get that price again.
Never again.
We had no money. Like, we were broke college students. The only investment we ever got was like from my grandma.
Shout out Freda.
Yeah.
And Uncle Scott, I believe.
Yeah, my Uncle Scott as well.
Brian's family gave us a little nest egg.
But when we talk about nest egg, it was like
each gave us $300.
Yeah.
They each gave us $300.
So,
and I was like, "That's cool." None of my family's giving us money.
It was all we needed.
They gave me music lessons though.
Yeah,
and a loving childhood. Shout out mom and dad.
It was all we needed. We got in the studio. We recorded each song in like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Which also never happens anymore.
No. Well, yeah. I was going to say the vocals for Coming Back Home, which you did just a couple weeks ago. And I was exhausted that day. And I spent from 10 to 3 o'clock, maybe 11. Like we took an hour to set up. We're doing guitar, we're doing banjo, mandolin.
Yeah.
I rubbed the banjo. Like we were doing like instead of brushes, like rubbing on the banjo. I was tracking stuff for like 4 hours and I had not really slept because I just bought a PS5. And I did not sleep much. I was just up all night playing Baldur's Gate. Yeah, what can I say? I had to get my fix. And I stayed up all night playing and then we went to the studio and I did as much as I could. I worked my butt off for 4 hours and then I go and I lie down under the table to take a nap because I'm just zonked. And I napped for like half an hour, and Adam woke me up, and he was like, he's done.
It was, to be fair, one of the easier songs to sing that we've written. There was like a few parts where I had needed like breath support more, but other than that, I mean, when the song comes out, people will understand.
Yeah, you'll understand. You'll understand when you're older.
Yeah, so easy. So easy.
I would be remiss. We would be remiss if we didn't mention that we also sang a cappella together.
Yes, so important.
Brandeis Starving Artists.
Probably the most important thing in our lives up to that point.
We spent 7 hours a week together in rehearsal, let alone like...
Yes. Socializing with all those people.
Yeah, let alone hanging out.
I like to call it, people call it a cappella a singing group who are friends, and Brandeis Starving Artists was a friend group who sang together.
Absolutely. Like I was saying, we released Shit Happens, and it had this streaming success that was inexplicable.
Yeah.
Truly inexplicable. Brand new artist on Spotify, first song, and it just like hit.
And we weren't at like a big state school where there was like...
There's 3,500 undergraduate students at Brandeis University.
Yeah. And half of those are like... international students who didn't speak English.
But the almost 2,000 people who were semi-engaged with us were abuzz with excitement.
And it was so awesome to have that support system so early on. I don't know if we would be here without that. Like, probably not.
No, that's what legitimized the concept of pursuing music for me. Like, it was not a thing I was considering. It was always going to be in my life. And maybe if we lived in the same place after college, we'd get to keep making music while doing whatever our jobs were.
Yeah.
But it just went so well.
We released our second EP like at graduation, basically.
Worth it.
Yeah. # worth it.
Shout out to the incredible Brad Toney.
Yeah.
Brad Toney was
Brad.
Worked for
DCL.
like DCL, Department of Campus Living.
Community living?
They were in charge of housing.
Yeah.
And we needed someone to be at the space with us in order for us to have like a graduation concert. And Brad is a true fan and supporter. And Brad was like, I will do this for you. I will go above and beyond and make this possible. And that's when we got to have our parents come.
Yeah.
And like family and our friends, and our friends brought their family. And it just felt so like significant in an exciting way.
Yeah. And we graduated, and we discussed other places to live, and New York was an option that really spoke to us. And I think it
Brian's wife moved there a year before we graduated.
It's true.
He was like, Michael, this is really fun. We should keep doing this. I'm moving to New York.
Denise and I had been... Denise, my wife now.
My wife.
We had been dating for like 2 years up to that point, and I knew that it was going to be the rest of my life at that point, even
a lifer, if you will.
And so
they first expressed their undying love for each other drunkenly at my birthday party.
True.
Sophomore year. That's another story.
And then, yes, we went to Harlem together.
Yeah. Just in time for COVID. Oof.
Yeah.
Anxiety, stress. I lived in the living room. No, the dining room. Excuse me. I lived in the dining room. It was one of those like 2-bedroom flex apartments. Like we had another roommate.
And I lived in the closet.
Brian's room was big enough for like a bed.
That's it. That's literally it.
But you had to like wiggle your way through the door to get in there.
There was a built-in closet, and like half of my clothes fit in there. The rest of them just like went under my bed. It was tough. It was not easy, especially during COVID, but it also very like kind of creative time for us, because we were able to just like sit down and be writing songs all the time. We couldn't walk around at certain points during that time, like just
early
outside.
COVID, you were like afraid of like breathing air.
Yeah.
Especially in New York City, you're like, is it safe to walk around the block?
Definitely couldn't take the subway, so I would go up to the rooftop,
sit on the beach chair.
Yeah. And just right up there. It was pretty
in
depressing.
Some ways it was idyllic.
Yes. And also definitely felt like a difficult time.
Yeah. I mean, being locked in a place together is a good way to test your tolerance and your desire to actually spend that much time together.
Yes.
I did not desire less time with you despite being locked in a room together for months on end. I gotta say, living in New York has a lot of great things about it. One of the things I don't love about Manhattan specifically, is if you want to see the sky, you have to look.
Yeah.
You have to look for the sky.
Straight up.
You have to look up. And if you don't look up, you might forget that the sky exists.
Sure.
And as someone who's like most comfortable in the woods or in the mountains, living in Harlem and like forgetting to look up because I wasn't accustomed to that was really hard.
Really
and
hard.
Then the wonderful thing about Brooklyn is that the buildings are lower. And so you just have to like look upwards. You know? The streets are wider, the buildings are lower, you can see the sky.
That's true.
Without trying as hard.
Whew. But Brooklyn was a great change of pace.
Indeed.
We both started living with our partners, and we signed to a label before that.
Yeah, but we really dug into like what it meant to be working with a label.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had no concept of like what that actually looked like.
True.
And we learned a lot from that first label deal. Like we learned about what we want in partnership.
Yeah.
Like we've learned a lot about what we want in partnership from each other. But then we got to learn a little bit about industry partnership and, you know, how do we hope someone is helping us on the back end? What kinds of things do we need from other people? What kinds of things do we expect from other people?
And learning about the industry as a whole. I mean, there were so many things we literally did not know existed.
I got very excited to like tell someone about what's going on and be like, yeah, so I was talking to my lawyer.
Shout out Drew.
Who knew that being an artist was actually a team sport?
Yeah.
You know, like
big time.
We are running a startup, and the product that we're selling is our music, but the other product that we're selling is us.
Yeah.
And that can be hard to do, to sell yourself, especially if you're not a piece of crap.
Yes.
And I don't mean to toot our own horns, but I don't think we're huge pieces of crap.
No.
We're not very self-important assholes. So it's sometimes hard to be like, you should care about me and you should spend your money on me.
Yeah.
Because I hope that you value it, but I don't, you know, who am I to be like telling you I'm worth your time and energy and money, and sometimes have that kind of imposter syndrome.
But it's also there's that self-appreciation where it's not cockiness, but it's confidence. And, you know, I think we are both competitive people, which has really helped us.
Oh, no, I'm not competitive.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm really fucking
it really is so important to have that drive.
Even if the drive is just to do your own best, like beat yourself. Like, I want to do better than I did last time.
Yes, always. Yeah. And
also, like, you know, we both are mindful people. We both meditate. We both have you know, like gratitude practices of naming the things that we're grateful for, and that is a really important companion to internal drive.
Yes.
Because if you're always looking for the next bag, like, you forget that things feel good. You forget that you've accomplished something.
Yeah.
Like, so much has changed in this year, and so much growth has happened. And every time, and even not just this year, but in the past like 5 years, every time we hit a milestone, I feel two things simultaneously. One is, wow, we made it. Like, I could retire. We're done. Like, oh my God, someone came to our show from 2 hours away, and I don't know them, and you don't know them, and they were standing in the front of the concert,
singing every word,
singing every goddamn word. Like, I had a successful music career.
It's true,
right? And also, that's the first time that happened, and I want to be playing stadiums where there's 10,000 people who I don't know who are singing every word, and I can get off the mic and you can get off the mic and be like, and they're just singing back to us something that's like actually affecting and changing their lives.
Yeah.
That's like the goddamn dream. And to be at one person is the new starting line.
Yeah.
And so it's this dichotomy of wow, I made it. We did everything that we set out to do. And also, wow, now we get to start. And if you only have the drive, you forget all the good you're doing.
Yeah. No, it's so true.
Whew.
That was well said.
Thanks.
Fast forward to, I guess, like today. Like I kind of want to.
Let's fast forward to today.
We had an incredible year. Like actually, almost unbelievable.
I don't know if we'll ever look at the Spotify Wrapped stats or any other stat and see 1,000% growth
across the board.
On every single stat, 1,000% or more growth. It's unthinkable.
Yeah.
I mean, you said earlier, like if you said that to you or to me in January, like this is how your year is gonna go.
Yeah. I'd
say, what are you smoking? And can I have some? You know?
Yeah. It started with the glow, as you've coined
one of my better terminology.
Grow up, glow up.
The grow up, glow up.
Yeah.
2025.
Shout out to Spotify for adding us to the Happy Folk playlist. That really made a humongous difference. And people talk about playlisting, and it's not a marketing plan, and it is not the whole game. And also, that really catapulted that song, which in turn led to some other amazing opportunities. And so, yeah, I'm super grateful for that.
Let's share a little about the experience of writing Grow Up. I don't know if we've shared about that.
Yeah. It was our first time working with a new producer, Jeff Garrison.
Yeah.
Shout out Jeff. And another amazing writer, Joel Kraus. Thank you.
Yeah. That was our first time working with Joel Kraus and Jeff Garrison with Electric Feel, with our label. And they set us up. You know, until then, we had only ever worked with Adam Sickler, who's amazing. And it was like a scary, it was like a polyamory moment. It was like, is it okay to have another relationship? Like, what are the bounds of this relationship? It is okay to have multiple relationships.
To me, it just felt like working with other people.
I'm just saying, like, I love Adam. And I was like, is this okay?
Yeah.
And it is.
To be clear, we did not have sex with Jeff and Joel.
Not yet.
It was a magical experience. Like, I came out of there, even in the session, I turned to everyone and I recalled like seeing people in talk shows where talk show hosts they'll like ask the guests like, did you know like when you were writing it that it was gonna be a hit, that it was gonna be a smash, that it was gonna take you to that next level? And they go, nah, we had no idea. Like, how could we know? Blah, blah. And I literally said that to everyone. And I said,
remember that.
And then I said, I know that this is going to be good. I know for a fact that this is going to be a huge song. And I had never said that up until that point, that
no,
I know without a doubt that this is going to work. Because you just, when you have that song, you get that feeling.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
And we had like just finished cutting the vocals. Like, it wasn't even, we hadn't done like most of the production yet. It was just in baby stages, but
it felt so magical. You could feel it as we were writing it too. Not even when we finished cutting the vocals. Like, once we caught the chorus, it was like, oh, hot damn.
Yeah.
And then honestly, for me, I feel like I had just reached a stage with my guitar playing where the part that we did. The part that I played was easily within reach for me.
Yeah. And
was no longer like, oh man, like, I hope I can play that right to the click. Like, I hope I can get it. And, like, finger picking and slapping and all that it's some pretty intricate stuff. But I love that style, obviously. I play a lot like that. But I hadn't yet. And it was just kind of coming alive for me. And I remember tracking that. And not needing that many takes and being like, oh, okay, this is good.
Yeah. And we had another song that was pegged to be the second single, but we just pushed that aside. Like, as soon as we finished Grow Up, we were like, this is next. Obviously this is the next one. And And it worked. It worked. This year has been filled with some other amazing things, like going on a headline tour.
Yeah. Honestly, the whole Travel On experience, like releasing Grow Up, releasing the rest of the songs, like for me, so much of it feels so expressive. I think that Oldest I've Ever Felt is such an anthem for this stage of our lives.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, like I needed that song. Like I needed to acknowledge the weight of living today and like living through this year, through COVID, through a Trump presidency, through another Trump election. Like it's just heavy. It's heavy and it's not easy. And it like to have a song that holds the optimism and joy that we hold in our lives, but also acknowledges how hard life can be. I feel like that's the first one that we had that really like held both of those.
Yeah. And that's ultimately our
at the same time.
Our entire goal with our music is we've been talking about this phrase, contagious positivity. And like that is the message that we want to be associated with. We want everyone who listens to our music to feel like either you're listening to something that's sad and you feel heard and seen and
witnessed
and like you're a part of something because you've felt that too, or it holds both, where it is sad with that touch of optimism where we talk about, you know, the world is burning and I hate my job, and also everything's gonna be okay because like I am still going and I'm gonna keep pushing, and I am gonna be Sisyphus pushing that rock up the hill, but you know, one day I'm actually gonna get to the top.
Yeah. It's just important to have that optimism. The world needs optimism right now.
Yeah.
And I guess we're bringing it.
Yeah. In our genre too, I feel like
you got a lot of sad boys.
a lot of like, sad boys.
Yeah, I mean, this beautiful resurgence of folk and folk pop is invigorating, and I am incredibly, eternally grateful to Noah Khan and Mumford & Sons and
the legends that have come before us.
All the
so
people
grateful.
who paved the way for that.
Yeah.
And so much of this music is like, my life sucks and I'm depressed. And I mean, I struggle with heavy feelings, and also life is full of blessings.
Yeah.
And we both choose to see the blessings that are around us, and the gratitude that we can feel for the cup that is sometimes just completely full, sometimes half full, and sometimes it's just like it's got a few drops in there, and that sucks. But even those drops are special, and those drops are worth acknowledging. For me, writing Travel On was like a really intense, emotional, but also really necessary experience.
Yeah.
You know, my friend Avi passed away like 8 years ago. I think 8 years ago in May. And for so long I knew that I wanted to do something to honor him. And it felt like if I wrote a song about him, that would be some sort of finality. But I was inspired in part by Carlo's song, by Noah Khan's song, for his friend who passed.
We've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, we were like, we know this has to happen, and one day we'll crack into it, and it'll be a brutal day, but it's got to happen. You know, and we've both experienced losses in different ways, and everyone experiences loss. That's like a universal thing.
Part of life is death.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been learning a little bit about the idea that if you see death as in conflict with life, then it becomes a lot harder to deal with.
Yeah.
But if you see death as a part of life and as a necessary part of life, it becomes a beautiful thing in certain ways. But
So,
writing about things that we've been holding on to for a long time, I think, allowed us in some ways to crack open and be like, super honest with our songwriting.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think we prioritize and do really well. You can always write a song. We can always write a song. We're gifted with that ability, and we've worked on that ability. But it's harder to write a song that speaks to your own truth and lived experience. Maybe not harder, but more demanding, because it's more vulnerable, and you're giving it up. Like, you're sharing it with the world, and then who knows what they're going to do with it.
Yeah. I think there are more songs coming from our next project that really dig into those pieces of vulnerability in our lives, and I'm excited for people to hear those, because I feel like
me too.
I think a lot of people hear us and hear a fun, just like goofy pair of guys,
Just and a couple also goofy goobers.
And that is who we are, and also there is more to us because we're human beings, and
we take our goofiness very seriously.
And
more than that,
ogres have layers, just like
we're
onions.
Like an onion. Get out of my swamp.
In the morning,
make waffles. Yeah, and those layers will make you cry.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that's
nice.
That's where they never take it.
Yeah, they should have landed on that.
Yeah. It's like one too many steps for maybe.
Especially me. I'm very sensitive to an onion.
I have to open the windows when I'm cutting onions and Brian's in the room.
I have to stick my head in the freezer.
Dry it out.
It's terrible.
No, I think we should talk about these songs a little, even though they're not out yet.
Yes.
Okay. Nice to Be Known is all about your childhood people, in your childhood places, and how you go out into the world. You go, you're a big kid now, you're an adult.
Yeah.
And you're moving through the world, and you don't have the same kind of shared history with everyone. Even people you drift apart from, like people who knew you from like 8 to 18.
Yeah.
Even if you're not that close today, they know you in a way that other people won't get to know you that easily. And Nice to Be Known is just about going home and being known, and that feeling of acceptance and being witnessed, kind of like we go for in all of our music, of this contagious positivity. But it is nice to be known.
Yes.
Like that. Then you're not alone. If someone knows you, you can't be alone.
And coming off of Travel On, that was the theme we wanted to build around, was home. And Nice to Be Known was definitely like instrumental in building that kind of narrative. Our song Coming Back Home was another huge part of that. It talks about being on that journey, being away, and needing to come back because you feel like something's missing, something isn't quite right. And when you leave home, sometimes it's because you feel like you're trying to find something that you don't have. You think grass is always greener on the other side, right?
Mm-hmm. And
you venture out, and maybe you do have a lot of discovery along the way, but there's nothing like home. Like it is.
I do believe it's actually there's no place.
There's
like
no
home.
place like home. Sorry.
It's true.
It's a shame because it's true.
I spent I spent the year during which we wrote Travel On and released Travel On living like a nomad.
Yeah.
Or rather a vagabond. I did not pay rent anywhere, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And I traveled. I bought a car, and I just kind of traveled around the country and spent some time in different places, and it felt great. And like, I missed my partner, I missed my friends, I missed my kitchen. Like, I love cooking, and I missed.
You are such a homebody.
I missed my sourdough. You know, I couldn't bring my sourdough on the road with me.
Yeah,
I missed the daily, the regular, the constant
routine.
Yeah, and or even not routine, but just like the opportunity for routine that I'm not taking, but I know is there.
Nice.
You know, it's nice to know you could do something every day if you wanted to. That's a real piece of it, you know? Coming back home, it's about coming back to a place, but it's also about coming back to yourself. Yeah. And you know,
it's the double entendre.
We're in our 20s, late 20s, and I've said this many times with friends when talking about 20s, but your 20s are about data collection.
Data collection.
It's all about data collection. Okay. You know? Trying to find out. Say more. Trying to find out what the life is that you want. Okay. Because you don't want to get to 35 and be like, oh no, this is the wrong life. That would suck.
I've been living it one way this whole time, and I just found this other one, and I can't do that now.
No, you know, you got to try different things. Like, you got to live in a few different places. Like, if you only live in one place ever, you won't really know what that's like. And like, even just moving from suburban college to New York City, like, okay, we've got 2 good data points here. And then I went and lived like a vagabond, got a lot of data points.
Even just moving Harlem to Brooklyn.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if you stayed in the same apartment for 10 years when you graduate college, you're missing out on so much self-learning.
It's true.
And relationships, right? Some people do not, like we have, some people do not end up with their life partner in college. And that's not a bad thing, because you get to learn so much about what you want in a relationship.
It's true.
And, you know, I don't know, even just like, how do I build healthy exercise habits? How do I want to eat? How do I cook? Literally, how do I cook? Some people are still learning how to cook.
How do I avoid a colonoscopy at 27?
Don't ask Brian. You know, there's a lot to learn, right? What is my relationship to drinking and money and drugs, and, you know, how does the life that I want to build gonna come together with all these different pieces? And you have to try different things. You have to try pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and it is easier than you might think to lose yourself a little in these other spaces, because if you're lucky, you can be happy outside of your comfort zone.
That's true.
But you're still outside of your comfort zone, but you're happy, and it's like, but do I want to be here in my not comfort zone? Do I, you know, what do I want to do with myself in my time? And I think as we were writing Coming Back Home in that hotel room, you know, down in Nashville, between sessions, we were like, oh, no session this morning, just this evening? Okay, let's write a song. Yep. And I think, you know, as artists, we were trying a lot of different things, right? We were being put in co-writes with different artists, different songwriters, different producers, finding out, how do we want to write songs? How do we want to sound? And we came back to this beautiful thing that is the core of the music we make, which is a guitar and 2 voices. Yeah. It's just us. It's like how we do it.
The campfire test.
The campfire test. Every song should be able to pass the campfire test. And we were writing songs with producers and, you know, in the room, and it just gets so built up so quickly. And I feel like we were kind of in this homecoming of process while writing the song.
Yeah. What is the campfire test?
What is the campfire test? I'm glad you asked, Brian. The campfire test is a belief that we hold dearly, that every song should be able to be played around the campfire and sound really freaking good. If the only reason a song sounds good is because of the production, is because you added this cool thing and that cool thing and these cool melody lines, then the song itself isn't that strong. The production is strong. That's cool. Yeah. Good for you. that can be a great song for people to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a song that Late Night Thoughts is gonna release.
We want it to be timeless. We want it to exist outside of the recording and be able to be formed into other places and genres. And so, I think that means it can be just as simple as a guitar and a vocal, and as complicated as anyone wants to make it outside of that.
Absolutely. People have been gathering around fires to make music for as long as there have been people and fires.
Yeah.
Like, and that's going to keep happening. And yeah, we want to make timeless music. So it's got to work.
That's got to be the goal every time. And that we have some other songs coming out. Speaking of Around the Fire, Something to Lose.
Something to Lose.
Which is actually the next one to come out. It's all about vulnerability in a relationship and opening yourself up to, like you were saying, like other opportunities and like putting yourself out there. I think so often people kind of shut themselves off because it feels safe and it's easier to not put yourself out there.
Solitude is addictive.
Yeah. And we were talking about willpower the other day. This feeds right into that. Willpower is a finite resource that you have in your day. And if you can push yourself even a little bit to do something out of your comfort zone, like opening yourself up in a relationship, laying your walls down, and giving yourself to someone, it can really open up your world.
Yeah, it takes a lot of trust.
Yes.
But in the words of Late Night Thoughts, you can't have much without something to lose.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. We wrote that one with Jeff too.
I mean, literally for a second, if you want to build something,
yeah,
you need to pick up a brick or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you're holding a brick, you could drop a brick, and if you drop a brick on your foot, it's gonna hurt. Like, just I don't know. That picture just came to mind. Like,
nice.
Literally, you can't build something unless you take the risk of being hurt.
Yes.
Unless you want to live under a rock all by yourself forever, like Patrick
it could crumble.
Star.
It could crumble on top of you.
It could crumble.
But you got to build that next house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What other songs are we coming out with?
What other songs are we coming out with?
Nobody.
We were gonna call it Nobody Chose Me, but fewer words. That's the style these days. You know?
Yeah.
It's about having your person. Like I said before, like we've said, we are blessed to have amazing partners who know us. And I mean, it's a similar idea to Nice to Be Known. Like it is really nice to be known, but it's not just being known, it's being chosen. And like love, active love, is a choice you make every day.
Yes.
Right? Like, I'm going to show up for my partner. I'm going to treat them the way they deserve to be treated. Not just the way they deserve to be treated. I'm going to treat them better than that, and the way that I know they want to be treated, and with all the beauty that you can, like, to show up for someone.
Yeah.
And Nobody is like, it's just a celebration of having someone who chooses you every day.
Yes. Because
that's freaking sick.
And we talk about, thinking that we did have that in the past. And I think, that's such a powerful part of the song too, because we've both been in relationships where we thought maybe this could be something real. And we did have things that were real, and it felt so great until it didn't. And then you get to the next thing and you realize that person or that relationship may fit you even better. Mm-hmm. And like you were saying, being chosen is such a huge part of it. It's not just that you love someone, it's that they have to love you back. And that feeling is better than anything. Because I don't know about you, but I've been in so many situations where I have
Unrequited love.
fallen for someone that didn't like me back.
I fall so hard so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
It's terrible.
And there's no worse feeling than that, but there's no better feeling than that feeling being reciprocated and that choice being made on both sides, because that's what makes love real. You know, love is not one-sided.
Yeah. Okay, possibly a hot take,
Mm-hmm.
but there might be, and I say this because you can't prove that it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a better match for anyone who's in love out there. Maybe.
Probably not for me.
That's so sweet. I'm so happy for you. Because the world is full of infinite possibility, there is someone who, on paper, theoretically, not from day one, but eventually, could be a better partner for your life.
Okay.
But it's not about that.
Yes.
Because the world is infinite. The universe is infinite. Maybe they live on another planet full of humanoids that we haven't encountered yet.
But we have finite time.
Finite time, and although infinite love. But choosing a partner is what loving is. It's like you can't be wondering, oh, is someone else gonna be better for me? Like, maybe I should keep my options open. If you do that, you'll never have the depth of love that you could have if you say, this is my person.
Yeah.
I believe that this is my person, and I'm going to show up for them every day because I love them, and they're going to show up for me every day because they love me.
Yes.
Sorry if I'm offending anyone who believes in like a soulmate. That's great for you. I hope you're with your soulmate, and I hope you choose every day to show up for your soulmate.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And there's going to be tough times in a relationship. I hope this is a good segue.
Oh, beautiful segue.
And I guess it's just other than days like this, which I guess we can talk about in a sec, but Whitewater is one of the other songs in the EP. It's about going through turbulent times in a relationship. It's about,
hitting those rapids
and working your way through them, because
hold on tight.
Yeah, part of finding your home is there is not just going to be it's not going to be easy. And
that's what I'm saying. You got to keep choosing to show up.
Yes.
Even when it's tough.
Yes. And Whitewater is such an important song to us because we felt like we'd been writing a lot of songs that were bangers, home runs. And not that Whitewater doesn't feel like a home run, but it
might not get the same grandstanding that a grand slam might get.
Sure.
Right? Like, it's chill. It's acoustic. It's tender, and
it's like there's also the explosive moments too, just like any Whitewater trip,
Yeah.
There are the moments of real like big rocks. But it also just has this guitar riff that feels like you've fallen into a
river.
Yeah.
Like it's you're in the flow. You're taken by the current.
Big flow state.
The Whitewater is part of the river, but part of the river is just, feet downstream for safety, of course.
Yeah.
Just floating.
We wrote that one also with a new co-writer, Ricky Manning.
Yep, and with Jeff.
Yeah, and with Jeff.
And it's important in our storytelling of who is Late Night Thoughts. If you're a new Late Night Thoughts fan, you could be here because of Days Like This. You could be here because of Grow Up. You could be here because of Something to Lose, depending on when this video clip comes out. But we're not just writing smash hits, and we're not only writing these. You know what I'm saying? We're not just writing these very specifically folk pop bangers.
Yeah,
I love a folk pop banger.
It's not all up tempo. It's not all upbeat. There's some
in the depth of who is Late Night Thoughts, as we're sharing with the world who we are and what kind of music we make.
Yeah.
Going back to What Love Truly Means, which was our second song ever. When I remember we were sitting down to write that, and Brian, I was like, "What should we do now?" Brian's like, "Why don't we write Our Blackbird?" Maybe we should just write like our
so embarrassing now.
We should write Blackbird, but like our version of it. You know?
Yeah.
And I had just read Victor Wooten's book, The Music Lesson, where it's like a philosophy book, but it's a novel. But the philosophy is that music is here and everywhere. And when we play an instrument, we are the instrument, and music expresses herself on our instrument by playing us if we surrender. And so I was like, okay, let's write Blackbird. Sure. Yeah, we can write Blackbird. And I closed my eyes and I played the guitar part for
Pretty
what love truly
amazing.
means. Like literally, I was at a point with guitar and music theory that I did not know what I was doing. I had to go to our producer, Adam, and say, what are these chords? What am I playing? But I just played and it happened.
It worked.
And I feel like this is a return to that flow state.
Yeah.
And that simplicity that really speaks to what is, what the bounds of our sound are.
Yeah.
Boundaries of our sound.
So proud of that song.
Really proud of it.
But I'm proud of every song on our project.
Fuck yeah. Let's go.
Coming back home as an EP is such a statement for us, and it came at such an important time, and just excited for people to hear it.
It feels like I feel rooted because of the theme of the project in this time of extreme growth and change.
Yeah.
And it's a bit tumultuous. It's a bit of like we're like flying by the seat of our pants with some of this stuff. Like astronomical growth in the last year puts us in a place where we've never been before, and there's no playbook for how to be a musician, how to be an artist, in a career and create sustainability and longevity. And we're having all these conversations about like conversations I never thought we would have.
Yeah,
like that is so cool. And they're full of what ifs.
It feels surreal.
And I think having all this music of Homecoming just feels really
grounding,
centered. Yeah. Like thank God that is where we're coming from.
Yeah.
When we go to have these conversations about, 3 album deals and like, talking about what the next like 3 to 5 years of our life might look like, but from a place of safety, and comfort.
And when we can like go in from having those conversations to then listening to like mixes where it's just like, yeah, that's nice. I can like take a deep breath and I know
live in this sound.
Yeah. And sit down in sessions where we can write about some of the stuff that's going on, because it all comes from these real experiences. And I think I definitely wouldn't be able to deal with that stuff as well if we were, I don't know what the subject would be, but also I guess
if we were writing songs that weren't authentic and vulnerable, if we were just writing like cookie cutter like songs to pitch to other people, if we were writing, a different kind of vibe. I mean, like we said before, songwriting is super therapeutic, and being able to talk about your feelings and then write them into a song. But to do that, you have to talk about your feelings, right? So much of the process of writing a song for us is like getting deep and like bearing your soul. That's why getting in a room with someone new is such a like scary thing sometimes, but because we have each other in the room, it's like not so scary.
Yeah. The huge piece of our operation that really holds everything together is the fact that we do this together. And I say this all the time. I could not imagine being a solo artist for sure. I mean,
oh my God.
That must be incredibly difficult.
Power to you.
Yeah. Good luck. And also, there's so many days when I feel like I want to quit, and there's so many days, and in that same day where I feel like I want to quit, every single time I'm also thinking I'm the best thing that ever happened to music, and I really feel both sides of it, and having someone to like share that with and go through those emotions with is the thing that really, like I said, that the thing that holds it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's possible that out there's somebody who's a better match for each of us. But we choose to show up every day.
True. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Nice.
I don't think most people get this lucky in love or in friendship or in partnership, and I feel like we have it. There's
Full
so
stop.
much to be grateful for right now,
Yeah.
and it's not something we take for granted, and that much. If I'm being honest, there are times when we do, but I always try to remember how unreal all of this is.
Yeah. And 2026, watch out.
Big year.
As much as we've grown this year, I think the songs that we have coming and the work together that we have coming and everything that we've been building towards is just going to get even bigger.
What are the big things that you want to see happen for Late Night Thoughts in 2026?
I want to go on a big tour. I want to see a bunch of different places. I want to be in situations that make us uncomfortable. And
discomfort creates growth.
Yes.
Opportunities for growth, and you gotta do it.
Big time. And I want to continue making great music because that's what we do best.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just being on the road together would be the greatest time.
Yeah.
But the more people we get in on the dream,
yeah, and
better.
That includes doing stuff like this where we get to share more about ourselves, and the more that we can connect with people, I feel like the greater this community is going to become, where we have shows where people come out of feeling like they met a friend.
Yeah, I want to have as many people on tour with us as possible,
mm-hmm.
because we'll have the best time. But that's also going to translate to the shows. It's also part of our belief with the music that we write that we write things, sometimes with the intention of, how is this going to feel when someone else sings it at our concert?
Yep.
Because we believe that like when someone shows up to a concert, they're coming because they want to be part of something.
Yes.
Not just because they could have listened to their music at home. They could have watched a YouTube video performance. They're there because they want to be part of it.
Yes.
And that's not, sitting silently at a theater. That's shouting and singing and like being there with their friends or being there and meeting other people. I want people to leave a Late Night Thoughts concert feeling in touch with their inner child, feeling like they are maybe, a version of their best self in that moment, and able to connect with other people because of it.
Yeah. Well said.
Shit.
Hope we get to experience those things in 2026 and beyond. And
it's just the start.
Yeah.
Just the start. We're glad you're along for the ride.